Hey everybody, welcome back to KDA. I know we took a hiatus for the holidays, but today I have Buckskin Penguin with me. How are you doing today, man?
Good. How's it going?
Hey, look, I can't complain. I'm glad to have you here. Will is MIA at the moment, so I wanted to bring something out for everybody who hasn't heard from us since the holidays. So this is going to be episode number 6. Some of the complaints that we've been hearing is the matchmaking system's broken, that my team's full of feeders. I can't rank up because of AFKs. It's not entirely the AFK's fault that you can't rank up. You have to have some responsibility into it as well. What do you think about that, Penguin?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, you got a part to play in it too, and as long as you have good communication with the other three teammates and you're doing your pings right, and you're a little less aggressive, then you can still make things come out of it. I mean, I won a game with the AFKer the other day, and we just managed to make our team work, and we found something that worked for us, and we ended up winning our ranked match with just 4 people.
Absolutely. I think I played one earlier today where we won with just 4 people. Luckily, I got super fed, but that doesn't always happen.
No, it
Sometimes,
doesn't.
sometimes you got to know when to let it go. People who won't surrender when you're 30 kills down, let it go.
Yeah, yeah.
Thank you to everyone who continues to listen and provide feedback. My philosophy has always been that this show is yours. We just host it for you, and there'd be no point in making this content if no one listened. So moving on to personal development section. How's your grind been? Like your ranked
It's
grind?
it's going up and down. It goes up, and then it goes down. I mean, it's hard when you got a jungle that feeds,
Yeah.
and your jungle's feeding, your top laners are feeding, or not your top laners, but your ADC and your support are feeding, and then your mid lane is just staying mid lane and not doing the proper roaming like they're supposed to. They're just kind of sitting back and just not doing much and nothing.
Tell everybody,
That's what the hearts.
what lane do you
Man,
prefer to play?
I normally play top lane
Hmm.
or jungle.
Yeah, and as a top laner, you're so far out of the mix that whatever
Oh
the
yeah,
other 4
absolutely.
people do on the map just kind of dictates how you're going to play the game.
Yeah,
Um,
and if I have to go and cover bot lane, that leaves me so far to being back to top lane
mhm.
that sometimes I lose towers, which is okay to lose a tower, but you gotta stay on dragon and the and the herald.
Yep. I was playing top lane with my guild and we were running 5 mans, so I would voluntarily give up my top tower just to make sure we secured dragon and objectives. But that's different because I'm
Absolutely.
playing with people. Um,
Yeah.
have you been up to anything cool in your daily life? You were telling me you play bass.
Oh yeah, I play bass and I cook from time to time. Actually, shortly after this, I'm fixing to go make some orange shrimp with quinoa.
I bet your wife's going to be happy.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
What about content creators? Have you seen any good content creators that you learned anything from? A lot of people
The
say
only
how's Wild Rift.
Oh yeah, so I don't watch any Wild Rift guys. I always watch like SRO and people like that.
Okay.
I don't know if you know who that is.
I don't.
Solo Renekton only.
Oh, okay. I do know who that is then.
Yeah, so I
Gotcha.
watch a lot of his content, and I bring a lot of that content over to Wild Rift, and that has actually made me even better.
Absolutely.
The only
I'm sorry.
the only yeah, it's all good. The only thing that's different is the gear. Not all the gear is ported over to Wild Rift.
Absolutely. That's what I tell people all the time, that you can take the principles of League of Legends and apply them on a micro scale to Wild Rift. So a lot of people ask, are there any websites for counter picks, blah, 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 anything like this? Take the League of Legends database and apply that to Wild Rift.
You know? Yep, absolutely.
So it's the same game, just less minions in lane and items are missing. It's just set at a faster pace.
Yeah, yeah.
So let's move on to let's talk OP. Shout out to Id Stewart and Wild Rift Fire for the take on the OP picks this week or this patch. In the Baron lane, we have Camille, Fiora, and Jace. Who are you playing top lane right now?
I play Kinnan top lane. Actually, Kinnan's probably my main pick right now.
Yeah, that's right. Oh, that's right. We won verse 1, didn't we? Yeah.
Yeah, we did.
We won't talk about the results on that one. Following that, we have Lee Sin in the jungle and Kha'Zix. Lee Sin's strong, Kha'Zix is strong too. So I agree with both of those as well.
Absolutely.
They just buffed Lee Sin's kick, so he does even more damage. In the mid lane, we have Zed, Diana, and Jace. I haven't seen a lot of Jace in mid lane. Have you?
No, I've seen him in top.
Yeah, me too. Maybe that's a secret pocket pick that mid laners out there will take over. ADC, we see Varus and Lucian. Lucian for sure. I've been spamming Lucian in all the lanes.
I've been seeing a lot of Jinx and Caitlyn.
Mm-hmm. I think Caitlyn is all around good pick just because she's safe.
She has a higher auto attack range than a lot of the other champions, so you can actually hit from farther.
And then Jinx also I think it goes Caitlyn until Tristana is max level, and then you have Jinx coming in at the highest.
Yeah.
When she switches to her rockets. I can't remember though. So forgive me if I am wrong. And finally, in support, we have Nami, Lulu, and Thresh. Thresh is always going to be the playmaker that the better you are, the more he shines. As far as Lulu goes,
I agree with those.
As far as Lulu goes, she's super strong in comps with a like protect your 80 carry, like a Vayne composition. And Nami, she's probably S tier because she's got a heal, she's got a bunch of crowd control, she's got an attack steroid. Who's your favorite support to play with?
If I play support, it's normally Leona.
Oh man, the baby's in the background. It's awesome.
Yeah,
I love hearing it.
I'm sorry. My bad.
No, you're good. I love hearing it. I love hearing it. I miss when my son was little and would yell through the house too.
I support Leona mainly because of her kit. She's got a very, very good isolation kit.
Oh yeah. Well, that's who I've also been playing. So I've been having a lot of bad luck in my games lately, so I'll switch from account to account trying to figure out where I'm going to capture the where I'm gonna capture the lightning in the bottle, for example. And Leona has been that lightning in the bottle for me. So just because her kit's so super strong.
Yeah. No, I do play jungle, and when I play jungle, I normally play Kha'Zix.
Okay, I thought you were going to tell me.
If Kha'Zix gets banned, then I'll have to go to Master Yi.
Yeah, Master Yi is one of those ones for me that's going to be hit or miss. If he gets crowd controlled, it's just a bad day.
But it's all about making lane presence, though, with Master Yi. The more you make lane presence, the more they're scared to push out in front, which can get your team fed faster. Because I don't care about kills as a jungle or support, because if I'm getting my top lane and my ADC their levels and my mid lane their levels and their kills, then I'm doing right and focusing the objectives and dragons.
That's how I see it. It's hit or miss because I tell people all the time, don't trust your teammates in solo queue. But that's how I typically play. I'm a supportive style jungler. So as long as my teammates are ahead, then I'm okay with that. Excuse me. Moving on to this week in Reddit. This one's talking about itemization. This comes from, where is the name on this? Okay, this comes from Aglamiglia. Excuse me if I pronounce that wrong. A small itemization tip for people who didn't come from League of Legends. This is an educational post. You don't have to finish your item one by one. Some components are extremely valuable in their own circumstances. When I read this, I think of Kaisa being the perfect example. You never really build straight full items. You kind of build a menagerie of pieces until you hit what you need to hit for your skills. The top 4 picks for me are the following. Each of this is an item that you can build early and sit on for an entire game without losing any value. Oblivion Orb, which is going to cut the HP regeneration for AP item. It's the AP items or AP version of the Executioner's Culling. I think that's what it's called. Is that what it's called? The Executioner's Culling?
I can't remember.
The little knife that cuts healing. Or
yeah. Bramble Vest. Yeah, I don't know what the Executioners is. I just always call it Executioners.
Yep. Yeah, I know. That's what I was thinking. I called it earlier. I was doing a VOD review and I called it Vampire Scepter. I was like, wait a minute, that's not what it's called.
Yeah.
But in the Bramble Vest, if the enemy team is healing too much, rush any one of these. I don't think Bramble Vest reduces healing. It's more for auto AD carry teams or attack damage teams.
So that's one of the main things I rush when I play Leona. Support is the Bramble Vest. Because then the ADC can't hit me as hard and I can stay and take more damage for my ADC to take out theirs faster.
Okay. I might start building that on her. Where were we at? If the enemy team is healing too much, rush any one of these that cost less than 1,000 gold. You don't have to complete the Morello Nomicon at 3,000 or the Mortal Reminder at 3.1k or Thornmail at 2.9k to get the minimum anti-heal passive. In fact, I'd go as far as saying not building anti-heal early enough is the most common reason of losing easily winnable games that I have observed against Dr. Mundo or Soraka. I'd also say Master Yi is a great champion to build healing reduction against as well. Darius. There's so many that it applies
Darius, to. Garen, Nasus. Which I go up against all the time as Kennen. So
do you ever build the Oblivion Orb on Kennen to cut that?
That's the first thing I build.
Really?
Yep.
Gotcha. Okay.
Because then they can't heal as much as I can deal damage.
Gotcha. And just keep chipping away at them like you did to me that one game.
Yep, that's exactly what I did. Because Renekton is a good example too. I mean, because his one ability makes him heal when he hits a bunch of minions or hits a champion. Well, if I'm taking that healing from you, there's not a lot you can do.
Nope, not at all. One item to cut down their healing by 40%. That's a 40 extra damage that's 40% extra damage that you don't have to make up for when they are healing. Sorry, I cannot read today. In Tear of the Goddess, if you're struggling to keep up with your mana use and your combat power relies on mana spam a lot. So if you're like a Ziggs or any character really, Ezreal is an example of that. You can just spend 900 gold and use this as an expansion mana pack. It will solve your mana issues for the rest of the game, even without building into Archangels or Fimbulwinter Mage. I don't know. I don't even know what that is. Mage supports.
There's the Archangel Staff and the
Manamune. I'm wondering if that was an example of autocorrect right there. Mage supports, this is especially true for you.
Yeah.
Tear of the Goddess is just really strong on a lot of champions. So up next, this one's titled "What to Do Next." I often ask myself that. This is from Still Amphibian 8917. New champion suggestion. I'm new to League and Wild Rift and MOBA games in general. I tried playing LoL with friends a while back, just couldn't get into it because there's too much to pick up and my Mac is outdated. Recently, though, I started playing Wild Rift and actually found it enjoyable. Pretty much after tutorials, I started maining Lulu and played her a bit of Kinnan for 500 plus games in less than a month. Good lord. Um, I studied the game a bit, mostly just played off instinct slash improv. I now understand the basics and have gotten to Plat 2, but I'm reaching a point where I start to feel a bit exhausted and not sure where to go next. I know there's a ton to learn and discover about the game, like I haven't started studying builds or runes, but nothing stands out as particularly exciting. I think trying new champion might help, but not sure which one to try next. Do people have any suggestions?
Take a break.
Take a break.
Yeah, if you're playing 500 plus games in less than a month, that's a lot of playtime.
That is a lot of playtime. I'm
Then you're just getting way too bored with that one champ. But there's so much to learn on each champ, because not only do you have to learn counters, you got to learn how to counter the counters.
mm-hmm.
So if you don't know how to counter the counters, then do you really know how to play a champion?
Probably not. This is actually something I was talking about earlier on Reddit. Well, not earlier, like yesterday. I think I would rather somebody be more comfort. I would rather somebody pick a comfort pick into a losing matchup than a counter pick just for the sake of picking it.
Absolutely.
As far as new champions go, because he plays Lulu and Kinnan, which are two odd. Well, I don't want to say odd, but they're not really picked super a lot. Especially Kinnan. You don't see Kinnan picked a whole lot.
No, you don't. You don't ever see him banned either.
Yeah, that's a good point. If he wasn't playing Lulu or Kinnan, who would you suggest that they play?
Shyvana's fun.
Ooh, Shyvana. Jungle? Top?
Yeah, jungle.
I've been seeing her top lately.
Oh, I might have to try her top. I've been trying her jungle.
There used to be a meta. How long have you watched League of Legends?
I've been watching League of Legends since beta.
Beta. So do you remember the year that they had Shyvana running top lane all the time, and you would just run and you would farm the enemy jungle as well?
Yep.
So maybe that's possible in Wild Rift.
Maybe that's coming back.
Maybe it is.
Because I've been seeing that on bot lane, where bot lane is running over to their blue buff and getting their blue buff. I've been starting to run into that now.
Oh, like level, what level are they invading at?
1 or 2.
I think I saw somebody on Reddit talking about that, about some new meta coming. But yeah, I would suggest them go with a carry champion, maybe a Kali. I like a Kali.
Kali would be going. Or Aurelia.
Oh yeah, Aurelia is another strong champion, harder to play. But once you master her, she is phenomenal.
She's fun. Yeah. Or Fiora. I play a lot of Fiora top too.
I can't play Fiora on this one. I used to play her a lot in League of Legends, but I cannot play her on Wild Rift for some reason. She just does not click with me.
Yeah.
Pro tip on Fiora: if you're new to her and your vital point is on the opposite side, if you back out of vision, you can re-enter vision and it'll spawn on the opposite side. So if anybody's out there new to Fiora, there is a pro tip for you. So this one is titled Recommendations. This one is actually a good post, which a lot of times things are shit posts. But this comes from Scat Gourmand. It says, thanks for the recommendations from here. I've been lurking here in the last weeks and have decided to make an account. Just wanted to thank you guys. Started to watch how to climb videos and some other content on YouTube. Really helped me focus on my game and stop caring too much about teammates. After all, you are the only factor you can actively influence. 100%. How do you feel about that? Stop caring about teammates because you're the only factor that you can actively influence.
I mean, that's only true for solo carries. Now, if you're with the team, then it's all of you guys at the same time.
Yeah, but you can't control how other people play. You can only
Oh
control.
no, absolutely not.
Yeah,
I say that specifically for solo queuing because that's the hardest.
yeah, you're absolutely right. It is, and that's why.
Because there's no after game insight, like, hey, we need to fix this, or we need to fix that. It's just, what do I do next?
The only thing that I could think of that is similar to that would be going back and reviewing your game and checking
Yeah,
your VODs. But yeah, when you're playing with people, it's 100% different. So if you're out there solo queuing, find people to play with. There are Discord servers all over. Check the Reddit, and just
at least
join a group.
at least a duo partner.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Just a second set of eyes helps out more.
Yes, yeah, and somebody that if after a while you build that trust with somebody, and then you can
Absolutely.
ask them for critique about your gameplay. I know I do all the time. But following up, it says made the whole ranked experience so much more enjoyable. Also understanding your win rate and that a loss is part of the game helped me go from bronze to emerald now. Still low elo, but was enjoyable climb. Probably will reach the end of what is possible soon. I don't consider emerald a low elo. Do you?
No. Was it emerald, diamond? What comes after
What
diamond?
master, grandmaster?
It's probably mid
Yeah,
elo.
I would
I
say
wouldn't say
it's
low.
on the upper
Like
side.
silver, bronze,
Hmm.
low part of gold. That's low elo.
Yeah, I would say it's upper middle, um,
Yeah.
which is probably like gold rank on actual PC. Ranked rewards coming in from No Canary 5023. They said, I don't usually play Wild Rift even more, so the ranked mode only decided to do that because the Oriana skin looks so nice. So I have a few quick questions. In the ranked rewards track thingy, it says I should reach gold or higher to get the skin, but even after I hit gold, it's still locked and I haven't reached it there as yet. I'm at 5 while the skin is at 10. Do I have to reach that tier specifically on the track? Also, if I get demoted and reach that tier, am I still eligible for it, or will I get it at automatically at season end? Um, I don't know. I thought it was a good question. I don't know if you being demoted will affect that. Do you know?
That I don't know. I mean, once I hit gold and I hit where it was supposed to be on the track, I got it.
Mm-hmm.
But then I never got demoted either. So
I
I
don't
don't
know.
know.
I don't know. I will do the research and I will find out. I will get demoted and I will find out. So if you're playing with me in the next couple games, I am so sorry. Up next, we have one titled Kale's Ult going to teammates. I love playing Kale as mid or solo, but the most annoying part is when use ult, it goes to my teammates. That's really annoying because in team fights, I always die when that happens. How can I stop that from happening? Um, and this is from Rogue Fool. It says the default settings will always cause it to target yourself when tap casting. However, if you aim it at an ally to target them instead, it's possible that your button dead zones are turned to small so that when attempting to cast, it is aiming at an ally. If this is the case, adjusting the button dead zones should help out. So it's automatically going to cast on yourself. You just have to make sure you press it, not accidentally drag it.
Yeah, her ult's really fun.
Oh yeah, it's definitely a lifesaver.
She's a permaban though, so I don't ever get to play her.
I permanently ban her. It used to be my permaban was Fizz because it hit mid and jungle.
Yeah.
This one is Stranger Gifts. Has a stranger ever gifted you a skin? I don't have friends playing the game with me, but I still listed the skins I want, just in case a generous stranger wants to buy me one. But has that ever happened to anyone? Yeah, someone gifted me a skin, so shout out to Rough Buffalonian. I know we only played like 4 games together, but thank you for the KDA Kaisa. Has anyone ever gifted you one?
No, I have never gotten gifted a skin from a stranger or from a friend, so
thanks, friends.
You're right.
They say a Master Cosmic jungler offered to gift me a skin if I played a tank support and we win. I added him after game, but he never came through. I bet he says that to all the supports. Oof.
Probably. It's probably a his way of trying to secure games, though.
Yeah.
Whatever. He's gonna do whatever he can do to win a game. So he makes you play a tank support and promise you something, he's probably not going to come through. He's probably not going to come through ever.
This guy said I gifted a skin to a guy with whom I'm playing from time to time. Not a total stranger, but still, I don't know him. I just got drunk and wanted to make somebody happy because I know how this game can be frustrating. I was ready to give it to a random stranger, but then I remembered this guy. You know what? Now that I'm thinking about it, shout out to Attack Baron, the other podcast. They had somebody in their Discord just giving out gifts to strangers for like Santa Claus or something.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, it was really nice. So shout out to that guy. I'm not sure who you were, but yeah.
Awesome.
Looking for jungling tips from Tulzik. I really only care to play mid, but this game seems to dump me into jungle often enough that I'd like to get some advice on how to improve. I'm comically bad at jungle. Everybody is, don't worry. I try to focus on map awareness and vision, yet the enemy jungle always seems to outpace me and hit power spikes ahead of me. Most games seem to snowball with the enemy jungler always leading the charge with 14-2-2 or something like this. I'm in silver/gold, so tips for the specific elo would be great. Do you have any advice for him?
Lane presence. And you actually have a video that I watched the other day about jungle tips, moving to the edge of the camp to move on to the next camp that's closest.
Yeah, if you ever see this, Tulzik, there's some videos on my channel where I do VOD reviews and show people how, well, not show people, but try to teach people how to jungle better. So the main one being try to think of an efficient, clear route for your champion. For a Mumu, that could be blue buff, wolves, red, scuttle crab. From there, you can try to contest other scuttle crab and gank lane. My advice is don't play your team's game when it comes to jungle. Play your game. Come up with a plan, execute that plan to the best of your abilities. I tell people all the time, when teammates do dumb things, it's not your job to fix their dumb things that they do.
No.
So if your top laner goes 0 and 8, that's not your fault that you didn't gank. I wouldn't gank that lane either. So
and don't be afraid to ask for a leash for red buff if you're a AD champ or AD jungler. Chances
are you're not going to get it, but
I get it all the time.
Do you? I ask all the time.
Yeah.
Like I ask in lobby, like please leash, please.
Yeah, I just get in game, I ping it. And people show up, they take it, and then I'll start ganks at level 2.
I tell people no leash, no gank. I'm petty, so
I wouldn't do that, because then that could cause somebody to have a really bad game, because now you got into their head. Well, great, now I'm not going to get any gank, so I got to be super aggressive.
Yep, yeah, you're right. So, I shouldn't do that, but it's I guess that's me being petty.
Yeah.
So moving on to the next segment, gameplays. This is where we pull up video from videos from Reddit. I probably should have had more, but I didn't want this thing to run too long. But this is the power of the Akali new skin. I actually covered this in a top 5 plays video. Watch this thing. This thing's crazy. Hold on, let me pull it up. Can you still see it?
Yeah, we can still see it. Oh, that's awesome.
Pick up a double kill. They tag Teemo with the E, finish off Leona, and finish off Teemo.
Yep.
Yeah, that thing was absolutely insane.
Yeah. The things you can do with the Kali.
Yeah, like I couldn't imagine playing like that. You'd have to be so mechanically. I don't want to say gifted because that's dedication and work, but at the same time, you man, I'm old. I'm 32. I got these boomer fingers, man. Arthritis is setting in. My joints are decrepit and don't move right, so that's why I play characters with easy abilities. But
yeah, Kenan's not so easy.
No, I can't play Kennen. And this one is Lucky Shot from Ashe. I thought this was actually pretty cool. It doesn't happen very often, but when it does, it is game changing. She just stole Baron. Yeah. And that's not like Jinx Rocket where it does stuff like that. It yeah.
Now in on League of Legends on PC, I've done that with the Ashe arrow. I've done that with the Ezreal ult. I've done that with many of those.
Oh yeah, I last time I can't play Katarina.
Golly. Oh man, Katarina's so much fun. I thought about playing her in top lane.
I don't know if I would do that.
Because she bounces all over the place.
Yeah.
And her Shinpo just refreshes instantly, so you can literally just throw a dagger and jump around. Because you can jump back onto your own minions.
This is gonna be interesting. I can't play Cat. It's way too mechanically fast for me. I'd rather play like Xin Zhao in the jungle or something.
Yeah.
Oh, they got a quadra kill. Action just revived the whole team.
Yeah.
Oh, I know this guy. I know this Action. Okay.
Yeah, he gets permaban too. So, and he's another good top lane champ if you get him going right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, mid lane too, 80 carry too. I think he's super strong.
Oh yeah.
A little bit more difficult to play because you don't want to swing the wrong direction, but let's see. Getting outplayed, what that looks like. See, Kale's ult does way too much damage. Kale's just broken.
Mm-hmm.
But
a lot of the problems I see with Kale is people are hitting her ult way too early. Way too early. They're hitting it like at the beginning of the fight. And where, the game changer is at the end of the fight. You do it right before you're about to die because you can still hit them, and then come down on it, use your heal, and then they're dead.
Yep. Save, just blow all their flash. Yeah. Would you rather use Kale's ultimate at the end or at the beginning of a fight to blow it? Like blow cooldowns on ultimates and stuff?
He's only got like a 60-second ult time, or maybe it's 70 seconds, but it's not a really long one like some. And it just depends, what I feel like, how the game is actually going and how I see how they're playing the other champ, the enemy champ.
Gotcha. Yeah,
So it's all situational. Sometimes I do pop it at the very beginning so I can get that stun, so I can start throwing my daggers and my lightning at them, or the
was it the
ninja
sword?
stars.
Oh, we're talking about KDA. Okay, I'm sorry. I thought we were
Yeah.
talking about
Oh,
Kale. Kale, my
yeah.
bad.
At the end, very end.
Very
Sorry.
end. No, you're good.
Yeah.
But with,
Yeah, very end.
So with Kennen, that's when it's
Situational.
situational. Okay.
Yeah, I thought we were talking about Kendon.
Nope, my bad.
Yeah, my bad too.
So I guess with that, we will go ahead and wrap it up. Thank you for coming on and doing this with me. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm glad you could have me.
Yeah, hopefully you had a good time.
Absolutely.
All right, man. We'll see you guys on the Rift.